From my experience, I can think of two factors that are really critical. The first is resources. And a sponsor has come to you, and these happen after signatures of contracts. Everything's done and signed, but they come to you and they've signed with you because of the resources that you have. And so it's important to make those resources available when they're needed for the study. I can think of times when resources haven't been made available by a CRO, and it's caused some problems with the study. The bottom line is that these things can usually be avoided by just calling the sponsor, talking about scheduling ahead of time, and making sure that the study runs when the resources are available, whether they be staffing, equipment, whatever it is. The second thing is the ability to make changes when necessary. Changes always occur. You have a set protocol, but they always occur. And be able to do them rapidly and to be able to still meet the sponsor's timelines and meet their project goals. We just talked about what the sponsor's responsibility is after a signature on a contract. I think the collaboration has to start well before that, during the sponsor's selection process, really. And it happens not often that the collaboration is not there in the beginning. And what I like to use a phrase with a sponsor called alignment of assumptions. And what this means, the best way to explain it really is to give you an example. You have a protocol, and there's a paragraph in the protocol that outlines a specific piece of clinical conduct, maybe something that's not usual. Yet, the CRO has done this conduct previously for a different sponsor, but this sponsor has now a way that they think they want to do this conduct. And what happens is they've both read the same paragraph, but they've come away with a different way of wanting to do the conduct. They have to sit down with the sponsor, and both the sponsor and the CRO have to agree on what's unwritten, those assumptions, and I call that an alignment of assumptions. And we talked about that a little bit in the answer to the first question. And most CROs are gonna promise a rapid startup. This may sound simple, but probably the best thing to do is not to fall behind right from the start. It's very easy to fall behind, and there really is no catching up. So what happens is that you need to have good communication with the sponsor in order to talk about these changes, talk about delays, and have the ability and flexibility to make and implement changes. It's really important for the CRO to take their expertise, discuss what they think is best with the sponsor, and then have the sponsor make a timely decision on what to do next. Take the recommendations from the CRO and have the sponsor make those decisions. And it puts responsibility on the sponsor also, because they have to make these decisions in a timely manner, or that will cause delays also. Yeah, I think that the CRO should have a real breadth of experience in IND enabling studies, the whole phase 1 gamut, everything from first to human to drug-drug interaction to SAD-MAD to food effect, just experience in the entire group of studies. And with those studies comes experience and expertise with FDA guidance. whether it be in that particular drug class, if there is a guidance on that drug class, or on that type of study, to be able to give their expertise to the sponsor on the FDA guidance. I tell sponsors all the time, you know, you're an expert in your compound, and that's complicated. And we're experts in phase 1 studies, and that's complicated. So let's just make the relationship simple. Let's just make the relationship simple. You tell me what you want and what you expect. I'll tell you what I need and what to expect. And together, we can build a successful study. Again, it goes back to alignment of assumptions.